Alright guys, I just want to capture this because this guy right here is a good man, I believe. Staff Sergeant Lunsford. This man was actually shot 7 times by Nadal Hassan back in the '09 Fort Hood, November 5th, I believe, shooting. He was shot 7 times. And he's still standing here, and he's telling the truth. This is not an issue of the Second Amendment, or it's not an issue of we need to take the guns from Americans, or the right to bear arms from Americans. And the reason I stand so strong with that right, guys, is that the Constitution, first of all, is this what this nation was built on. But secondly, is that good people who abide by that Constitution, who abide by the laws, are the ones that are going to be hurt when the Second Amendment is taken down, or the rights of American civilians is ripped apart by this government, by Piers Morgan, Devil's Advocate, CNN, the whole nine. The good people are going to be the ones left without guns and left not being able to protect themselves. This man right here, though, shot 7 times by Nadal Hassan, a Muslim extremist, hater of America, hater of Christians. This guy right here takes a stand for Americans and for that right to bear arms. Now watch this. And he also, before it even starts, I'm going to clarify. He also takes a stand against everything else evil and satanic in this country. He brings up the fact that kids these days are brainwashed by rap music and video games. And he brings up the fact that they're like, oh man, you're like 50 Cent, you got shot 7 times. And he's like, man, it ain't no joke. He's like, I ain't 50 Cent. Gunshots hurt. They're lifelong, they do lifelong damage. You know what I mean? He's real. He's keeping it real and honest with you. And because this guy's a real soldier, you know what I'm saying? A real American. And he's standing up for what's right and the truth here. So, yeah. Also, he's bringing up the fact that video games brainwash children these days. Kids are brainwashed and made so dull to the fact of blood and murder. So dull to the fact of life, and that God gives life, and that God holds life very dear. That blood cries out to God. Our blood cries out to God, like Abel in the Bible. So, watch how this man breaks it down. And Piers Morgan just wants to shove down his throat. Oh yeah, we should take the guns off Americans, right? Okay, so watch.
Well, right now, today, it appears that there is no hope, but there is hope and there's light at the end of the tunnel. One of the things that we have to do is to make sure that our local municipality law enforcement, our state law enforcement, and our military start training together to be on the same sheet of music so that we can handle mass casualty situations, so that it won't be 3 different agencies working and they're speaking their own language, so that we can get a better handle on situations like this. 2, we need to improve security. As far as gun control, we need to tighten the reins as far as who is able to purchase weapons. My thought is a little different than most. I don't believe that guns kill people, people kill people. We just have to limit those individuals who have access to these weapons.
I mean, it's obviously true that people kill people because they have to fire the guns. But it's also true that there's been a massive escalation in mass shootings in recent years in America, and almost every mass shooting I report on involves an AR-15 assault rifle. It is the preferred mass shooter's weapon of choice. And yet I don't see any logical reason, and you're a military man, why any civilian needs to have one of these killing machines.
Well, a lot of civilians, they purchase them because what you have to look at, Piers, is that a lot of times different fractions glorify an AR-15 or an automatic rifle. If you look at the games like Black Ops or Call of Duty, we have our children playing these games, and it's glorified to see in the graphics of the game where people are being blown to bits. So if you're seeing this as a child and you're growing up, then you think that there's glory in this. Just as well when we talk to kids, when they see me, they say, oh, you've been shot 7 times. You know, you're like 50 Cent. No, I'm not. Bullets hurt. They cause damage that is lifelong.
I think it's a very good point, and I think also it's worth noting that friends of Aaron Alexis, the shooter today, believe that he was addicted to violent video games too. But people will tell you it has no effect. I don't agree. I think it can have an effect. No, Staff Sergeant, thank you very much indeed for joining me again, and we'll be right back.